everyone, so today I wanted to cover all things blusher. I'm going to cover the Aldi Cheeky Cheek palette, which I picked up this last week. I was actually looking for a pink blush, so I thought, right, okay, this is going to be the perfect product to try. So the Cheeky Cheeks blush actually comes in a palette of 3 colours. So these are the colours, and you have I'm just going to remove the sleeve and show you. So it comes in a bronze colour, and then you have the blush for the pink tone, and then you've actually got a gold highlighter as well. So we're going to try all 3 on one look. I can tell you from looking at the palette that the bronzer is actually a matte colour, and the blush and the highlighter are actually quite sheer, so that's going to be interesting in terms of how that's going to look when we actually put it on. So without further ado, let's give it a go. So I'm going to start with my bronzer, and I'm going to use the lovelies contour brush to apply the bronzer. So I'm just going to put a bit of the product on my brush, and always start with not so much product. You can always build up as you need to. I'm just going to start from the end and then start to blend and build. That bronzer's gone on quite well. Just going to apply a little bit more. So again, it's a matte bronzer, so don't be expecting it to be glowing on your skin or anything. I'm just going to apply it on the other side. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just blending it in just where my cheekbone is. I'm not coming all the way down to my lip. If you notice, I'm only kind of coming halfway, but a lot of it is circular motions, and I'm blending so that I don't end up with just 2 huge stripes across my cheek. It's got to create the illusion of a shadow. So I'm just gonna finish blending that in, and again, see, it doesn't take very long to do this. This brush is actually really good, so the product goes onto your cheeks quite well. What I'm actually also going to do is I'm going to add a bit of the bronzer on the top of my hair. I'm just going to hold my hair back because I've got quite a few baby hairs, and it's just at the tip where the hairline is to create that shadow, and then it kind of just connects, but in a really subtle way, so you don't need to like create a harsh line, but you should be able to see the shade blending if you do it in a light way and just build up the product. You can see a different shade from my forehead, and if you look lower down, it's a lot lighter where I've obviously been using the baking powder. And then if you look here, you can see the shadow. So the effect, obviously what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a contoured effect with the bronzer. So that's that bit done. Next, I'm going to take the lovelies highlight brush, and I'm going to apply the pink. So let's get going. Again, the pink is quite sheer. It's quite a glittery highlighter, so I'm not going to put too much on to start off with. I just want to see how it goes onto my skin. The pink that you see on the palette, it doesn't translate onto the skin in that colour straight away, and I think if you keep building it, it's going to build a more natural pink on your cheek than actually the pink that you see on the palette, because the colour's not that concentrated, because there's a lot more glitter base on this than there is actually pigmented colour. There's more of a sheen appearing now on my cheek, so I'm just gonna finish doing that. There you go, so you can see that glow there. I'm just going to finish off the other side. Again, slow strokes, just building that colour up really. And again, it's all going to depend on, you know, how much product you want, how much highlighter you want, how much of the sheer look you want. So the bronzer was matte, but this is very sheer. Right, and to finish off, what I'm actually going to do, because the pink is actually quite glittery, I'm not going to use the gold highlighter on my actual cheeks, because I feel like the pink has got quite a lot of the reflecting colours in there anyway, and I don't want to end up with just a face full of like shine, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is, using the smallest Lava J brush, I'm going to actually take the gold highlighter and I'm just going to add a little bit to the center of my nose. So I'm just going to blend it out so it doesn't look so prominent. And you can just kind of rub it in with your finger if you need to. Again, because this is powder based, I wouldn't put too much on, because you don't want to end up looking like the highlight looks like you've got dry skin on your nose. But you can see that it's given my nose quite a nice little highlight, and it just adds that little bit of a pop to your overall look on your face. So that's actually the look done and complete. You can see that I have got the contour on the cheek. You can see a bit of the pink, which I've added to give my skin that little bit of a glow. And like I said, I didn't use the gold highlighter on my cheeks, but I definitely used it on the tip of my nose, and it's just kind of brought my whole look more to life. So would I recommend the palette? Depends on what you're looking for. So this is a very cheap, accessible palette, under a £5. In terms of the bronzer is on point. You can definitely use the bronzer and create a contoured look. So I get asked this question quite a lot about contouring and cream contour specifically, but the way that I have experienced them, I just find that there's just too much product on your face. There's too much faffing to do, and I feel like when I've used powder contours, they've lasted longer. I feel like they do give a more natural but equally as good look. So I definitely think that powder bronzers do work better. The bronzer is matte, like I said. It's not got any shine to it. So if you want to have more of a summery vibe, where you want a real glowy bronzer, this one isn't it. This is more of a matte bronzer, but it looks great when you blend it with the pink blush, because the pink blush then gives you that glow that you're probably going to need over the summer. So just in summary, less than a £5. I feel like the product will last quite a while. It gives you a glow. You've got two colours that have got quite a lot of glitter base on them, one that's matte. It's a good combination as well. So you can play around with this. The other thing to mention as well is even the glittery colours, you can also use them to apply a little bit of highlight using this brush just underneath your brow line. And the other thing is, depending on your skin type and what you like in terms of eyeshadow colours, you could probably use the bronzer as a basic eyeshadow as well, because it's quite matte. So, you know, if you can be creative, you can actually use this palette multi-purpose, just like the Lava J brushes. So it's definitely something worth investing in while stocks last, I suppose, because when I went to get my one, the stocks were quite low at Aldi. So if you do want one, I would get out there and get one. I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial on the Aldi Cheeky Cheeks palette. And I will be sure to put links below in where I got the palette from, and also a link to the Lava J brushes if you're interested. And I look forward to speaking to you in the next video. Bye.